Hi everybody, and welcome back to this new section about CRUD operations to create our API. The first video will be about creating the post model. So let's dive right into our code editor. So here inside the code editor, we have already the boilerplate that we created in the last section. The last section was a really quick one because I just wanted to make everything ready for us to start working. Something similar to this is absolutely easy to find online, something that has already a boilerplate for working with Express in a RESTful API. But I believe that it's better if we create our own things for this course, so we created the boilerplate in the last section, and now we will add another folder which is called models. So before going any further, I have to install something. So let's go into our terminal. I'm already inside the folder of our project, and I'll type npm install --save mongoose. And mongoose is the library that will enable us to connect to our MongoDB database. So let's dive into the Chrome browser, and here I have the documentation for mongoose, and it is at mongoosejs.com. So what is mongoose? Mongoose is an ODM, and let me spell that. ODM, which means object data mapping. So you have maybe heard of ORMs too, which is object relational mapping, and this means that these libraries convert the data that we have inside our database into objects that are available in the programming language that we are using. So in this case, mongoose will basically connect to MongoDB, and instead of retrieving the normal documents that MongoDB has, it will retrieve an object. So Node.js will contact mongoose, and mongoose will go to the Mongo driver, which is the default one, and retrieve the data, and actually mongoose will come back to Node.js with an object, and that object will have functions and other things like that, so it will be ready for us to work inside our project. So what is another thing that we need to do now? Inside the models, we will create our new model, which is the post model. So MongoDB does not have schemas. So inside of our database, right here, we have what are called collections. And collections are just collections of documents. So just like in SQL, you have a table, and the table can be collection in this case. And also each record is a document in MongoDB because it's a document-based database. So it is schemeless, so there is no scheme, but we usually want one to be able to work in a more appropriate fashion with the database. So through mongoose, we will create a schema. And basically what a schema does is tell us what fields there are inside a specific document in a collection. So what do we want for our post? Well, first we want an image. Then we want a description. Then each post will be from a user. And lastly, we will have a created at field, which will take a timestamp. Then we want to export our mongoose model. Now we need to establish what kind of attributes are each one of those. So we will specify a type and also some other options like it's required. The same exact thing will go for description. For now, we will just keep user because it's a topic that we will talk about in the next section. And also here we will have a date, and the default will be date now. So every time we create a new post, we will take the current date and insert it into created at. So now we have our model, and this means that automatically mongoose will connect to MongoDB and create a collection with posts, and in the collection we will have documents, and each document will have a schema similar to this one. So now into index.js, we actually need to connect to our database. And to do that, we need to add a bit of something right here. which is just some configuration. And it goes basically like this. So the first thing is to make the Mongoose promises be equal to the global promises. And also we want to connect to Mongoose. And here I will insert our MongoDB URL, which is for the MongoDB localhost REST API node. And the last part is just the name. And also this other part right here is just an option that we need to have for Mongoose to connect correctly. So now I'm gonna go back to my terminal and start the server. So Mongoose is undefined. Well, yeah, of course, because we have forgotten to import it. Now it seems to be working fine. We have to open then our MongoDB Compass program. And right here we have already the default for connecting to our local instance of MongoDB. And then we will click connect. If it gives you an error, it means that your instance of MongoDB has not started. So please make sure to make it available. And here, in a while, we will see our new database coming up. But for now, we are not inserting anything, so the database was not created yet by Mongoose. And Mongoose, if he sees that the database is already in here, he doesn't create it anymore, he just keeps the old one.